So we are back with another tournament recap video. This is round 4 of the last Tengu Rumble. I played against Kekeon. He's on Worms, I'm on Scraps. So as a funny background story, he actually eliminated me from the last takeover with the same. We had the same matchups. Like, dude is a deck that can feel unbeatable when you resolve Nebula, but it's of course has its obvious weaknesses like the lack of good monsters. That's one of them, and yeah, I go second, which is not that great for me. He has Starlight Road, Cardinal Wars, Book of Moon, Offerings to Disconnected, Solemn Judgment. So yeah, gets the duality, and adds a prison. No, sets 5, so that's rough for me. I feel like I have to just summon Tengu and set. I was thinking of warning the Kairos here. In hindsight, it would have been the play. Like he would have solemned it. But yeah, I feel like I had 2 lines here. Like I had the read on started road, so I was trying to set up a heavy storm where I storm he tries to road and I chain solemn warning to completely blow him out. But yeah, him having both road and solemn judgment kind of makes this and also drawing the dust shoot for turn kind of makes this very bad for me. Like even if I solemn warning here, you can just solemn judgment the one flag. So yeah, the warning and get the card research. Anyway, so you get one flags. Book of Moons, my Tengu, and offerings to the snake deities. By set Tengu and my back row, that was like perfect combination of outs to this board. Yeah, that was kind of unfortunate. He goes for this exam, gets Jargon. He doesn't have the Nebula, but he has Dust Shoot to cripple my hand. And yeah, I wasn't happy about this. Like he resolved. Fun fact: when he eliminated me from the takeover event, he Dust Shooted me as well. And I was a bit tilted off that card. Like could have you saw in the previous recordings of the last tournament matches, like Trap Dust Shoot was my main nemesis in this Rumble. Yeah, like this completely kills my hand. I tried to go for Desperate Heavy, but yeah, he has Starlight Road, so this was pretty much over. Yeah, then I go first. I open a really good hand again, going first against Worms, like Thunder King double MST to deal with the back row, and Vela is really good if he has his X, which he actually has. And now I go for double space, hit the prison and the judgment, not the Nebula, which was kind of fortunate. Zack has an awkward stat line for Thunder King. I pass. He has to go for an awkward play where he has to normal sum his Cardoros and drop Honest. He gets another Cardoros with duality, but yeah, if he doesn't draw into another worm, that's setting the Cardoros is super slow. Yeah, I just hit the 3 over it with the Tengu. So I feel like I'm doing good decent trades. He normal sums the Sex and gets a Jagan. And he would have been in a decent spot now, especially with the Nebula, but I ripped Darko. I have Darko, summoned another Tengu, and now he's in an awkward spot, I guess. He has the offering to the Snake Deity, but that needs to target face-up reptiles. And I draw into a yard which searches me the tuner and can go for a Stardust. I try to go for the for Thunder King since I thought since I knew he had the Cardoros. Change this on the call. So he changed this. He changed this on the call, but in hindsight, I realized that now I think he wouldn't have been able to search anyway. Since it goes changing to Nebula, he flips face up the Cardoros. I summon Thunder King, and then Cardoros has to flip a new chain. I don't know why I missed that. That's a huge oversight by me. But yeah, he gets the Cardoros search, the illegally Cardoros search, But yeah, he draws in another duality into a Thunder King starter spot. And yeah, I have the beta for this Wemsax again. I have starters on board, so I think I can go aggressive here. And yeah, it's game anyway. Like the search didn't matter. Now it's the difficult part, going second against Worms. And he opens double Solemn Thunder King. And okay, Nebula is pretty much dead. So he a draw MST, gets rid of the warning and hit over the Thunder King. One thing I don't get is why he didn't actually tribute the Thunder King. I don't know, was he afraid of a Monster Reborn? But I don't know, I could have done that in game 2 anyway and had it out of Cyber Dragon and Thunder King. So yeah, I don't know, maybe he can answer me that question. Like, I was confused. I was like, oh, when he tribute his Thunder King, I was like, oh no, am I going to attack into Honest? Then I went for it, and since I thought to myself, I have to get rid of this Thunder King with my 2 searchers in hand, and then just he didn't have it. So yeah, he could have also set the Solemn Judgment. It could have been a valid play, but yeah. Get Scrapyard, get out Beast and normal some Tengu now. So yeah, not sure why I didn't do this in main phase 1. I was playing very conservatively for some reason. I don't know, maybe wasn't that necessary to go for that, to play it that conservatively. I don't know. I don't think there was a need to play around Ghost. So yeah, he sets a monster. I figured it was either Jagan or Garderos. I attack with the Cyber Dragon into the Jagan to basically deal with this. Like, it attacks over the Jagan and also bounces back to Cyber Dragon. Like, bouncing Tengu doesn't do much here. I summon Beast. I go into Scrap Dragon. He has the Thunder King, the Scrap Dragon. That's a cool thing. The cool thing about Scraps, you can play in the Thunder King really well, unless you have like a hand of search spells. But yeah, you can just throw one of your Scrap Dragons into it, especially if you have a Tengu available with Reborn Tengu, since the Reborn Tengu is going to summon another Tengu out of the deck, and the Scrap Dragon is going to float into the Scrap Beast, which you used for the Synchro. So you can just go for another one. They go for another Scrap Dragon, and I feel like I can just now start to pick apart this back row. He gets a Solemn Warning, so I now know where the Solemn Warning is. He has Kardaros, and now I can just start to pop his monsters. Attack for game, attack directly. He draws into that debunk, which is not doing much here since I already have the setup. And he just is not drawing into monsters. Like, you could obviously see, I think that was a great showcase also of the Worm deck. Like, you could see how strong it can feel, like even without Nebulas, like the Kardaros 5 set. That was that felt literally unbeatable. Then you see him just not drawing any monsters, and yeah, just getting beaten down by another Scrap Dragon. Like, I had even if he was able to deal with the Scrap Dragon, I had like another Chimera play and the Cyber Dragon in hand, and even effect Valor to back it up against the Wemsax. So yeah, like, he has Warning and Judgment, but it's not doing anything here. That's the insane part. So yeah, that was it for round 4 of the Tango Rumble. See you for round 5.